This story dates back to ancient times when kings and emperors ruled the land. The village of Satyapur, located in the Vidyanagar district, was renowned for its natural beauty. Tall coconut, banana, betel nut, and palm trees enriched its greenery. However, the true identity of Satyapur was not its natural wealth, but the great personalities and powerful figures who dedicated their lives to society. One such name was that of Saraswati Devi, whose story is an incredible example of sacrifice, dedication, and determination. King Adityanarayan and Queen Madhavi Devi of Satyapur had no children for many years. After praying to God, they were blessed with 2 children, the elder son Satyanarayan and the younger daughter Saraswati. From childhood, Saraswati Devi was gentle and compassionate. Despite growing up in the luxuries of the royal palace, she was always engaged in helping the poor and needy. She was filled with an immense sense of service and sacrifice. As time passed, the king arranged for his daughter's marriage to the Prince of Kanchi. The wedding was grand, and Saraswati Devi was sent off with a lavish dowry: gold, silver, precious gems, exquisite garments, elephants, horses, and thousands of cattle. However, Saraswati Devi had an uneasy feeling, as if she sensed an impending crisis. A few years after the wedding, a severe famine struck. There was no sign of rain. Crops withered and the soil cracked. Rivers and wells began to dry up. People started starving and children suffered from malnutrition. The king of Kanchi dedicated all his wealth to serving the people. But the situation was so dire that food became nearly impossible to obtain. Saraswati Devi saw her own children suffering from hunger. She pleaded with her husband for help, but no solution seemed possible. That's when she decided, if no path existed, she would create one herself. Saraswati Devi first resolved to address the water shortage. She sold her jewelry and valuable ornaments. She hired workers and had 50 new wells dug across the kingdom. This initiative was named the Saraswati Well Project. With access to drinking water, the situation slightly improved. Saraswati Devi understood that if it didn't rain, the crisis would recur in the future. So she took steps toward water conservation. She had ponds and reservoirs constructed, trees were planted along the hills and riverbanks to retain soil moisture. The Rainwater Tank Project was launched in villages to store rainwater. Now the water crisis was largely resolved. Saraswati Devi realized that crops like wheat and rice required significant water, so she encouraged farmers to grow drought-resistant crops. She promoted the cultivation of millet, sorghum, and ragi. The drip irrigation technique was introduced to ensure water reached crops drop by drop. Farmers were educated on using organic fertilizers and improved seeds. Gradually, fields became green again, and grain production increased. Once food started being cultivated, Saraswati Devi ensured that no one remained hungry. Public grain stores were established. The One Handful of Grain scheme was initiated, where the wealthy donated grains to the poor. The Work for Food program was launched. Those who helped build ponds, roads, or wells were given food in return. Women were trained in weaving and embroidery to become self-sufficient. Now no one in Kanchi remained hungry. After 3 years of relentless efforts, the famine finally ended. No one in the kingdom was left starving. People had become self-reliant. Water conservation and new agricultural methods had freed Kanchi from crisis. Saraswati Devi's hard work bore fruit, and Kanchi once again flourished. When King Satyanarayan of Satyapur learned about all this, he had a temple built in honor of Saraswati Devi in Satyapur. Every year, a grain festival is celebrated there. She is worshipped as Jal Mata, goddess of water, and Anna Mata, goddess of grain. It is believed that praying there ensures a family never faces scarcity of food and water. Lessons and inspiration. If you don't find a path, create one yourself. Difficulties are not permanent, but solutions can be found through hard work and determination. True greatness is not determined by birth, but by one's actions. Saraswati Devi did not give up. She fought, and that's why she became immortal.